Are men aware that on average they are physically stronger than women? Yes, but I'm not crazy, so I don't go around beating women. I'm aware of it, but I don't spend my time thinking about it, especially not in a context of violence. It's no different than being taller than most women. Just anatomy, not an achievement, so there's really nothing to feel superior about. Yes, I'm aware. I've retired from pillow fighting because my daughter and wife say my strikes are too brutal. Of course, but I'm also probably weaker than most other men. Not to brag, but I've opened a jar or two in my time. Yes, in the same way that a person could be aware that they are taller than some people and shorter than others. So I was wondering, as men, do you mentally note this? Aware of it? Curb your behavior because of this? I'm 6 feet 4 inches, 240 pounds. Aware of it? Yes. Curb my behavior? It's not an issue because I don't hit women, or men for that matter, unless it's a matter of self-defense. NGL. If I was a man, maybe briefly, this knowledge would make me feel a little superior and cocky. Some men feel that way. 100% of them have emotional issues. I am aware of it, but also I don't really think about it too much. It isn't knowledge I plan on ever needing to be constantly alert of. Yes, men are generally aware of this. We are also generally socialized from a young age to not act out physically when upset or pissed off. If you think about it, I assume that by the time you were a teenager, you generally did not see teenaged boys hitting, shoving, pushing very often in school without teachers jumping on it quick. At the very least, we figure out that there are times and places where you can get away with it, and outside of those moments, don't act out with physical aggression. The boys that don't quite figure that out generally end up in and out of jail. More to the point, you are taught very early, and it is repeated often, that as a boy, you simply do not hit girls. Any boy that does pays a very big social penalty for it. End communication. I'm aware. I've never found a situation in my 38 years in which this information was at all useful. If you walk around thinking, I can totally kill that lady with one strike, then you may be having some serious issues. I can't speak for every man, but, although majority are, possibly, aware of the fact that they are physically stronger, if that makes them feel superior, then that really tells you all you need to know about them. Yeah, we're aware of such things. I'm a woman who is fairly strong, not a bodybuilder or anything. Like, I do weights a couple times a week. And my boyfriend, who hasn't exercised in years, can still beat me at arm wrestling. It's terrible frustrating to be weaker even when I'm putting the effort in. I work in a job that is largely a female demographic. I'm a pretty big guy, usually kind of quiet and reserved. I had never really thought about it until one day a couple of years ago. A few women I had worked with for several years told me that when they first met me they were intimidated by me. They said it was nothing I did, just that their experience with men over the years made them aware of what a big guy was capable of. It made me feel bad initially, as that was definitely not the look I was going for. I am now aware of how I am perceived, and the fact that that perception may be out of my hands. Since then I have tried to carefully cultivate my reputation as being someone who is always very nice and outgoing. Even when I am in a bad mood and want to raise my voice or slap my desk in frustration, like all my other coworkers do, I have to remain extra conscientious of how I may make others feel in my general vicinity. I want to feel to others like I am someone who is safe and very even-tempered, so that everyone around me feels as comfortable as possible. As time has gone on, I have found that my reputation has begun to spread as an excellent problem solver, coworker, friend, and family man. I am aware that I am physically stronger than a huge portion of women I meet. And yes, I do curb my behavior every single day. I have to practice being in a good mood and extroverted, especially when I don't feel like it. I do not curb my behavior to keep myself from taking advantage of someone or using my strength to intimidate, but to simply get from that initial phase of being intimidating to being a good ally as quickly as possible. I like being big and strong, but not scary. As a 6 feet 5 inches guy who tends to go for walks at night wearing all black, yeah, I'll cross the street if I see a woman alone on my side of the road. When I see a guy who looks strong, I usually think something like, wow, he's hot. Yes, many of us are very much aware. However, I have never felt superior or cocky about it. When I was training in hand-to-hand combat for the military, one of my instructors told me that a dedicated duck can kill someone. Skill and strength can obviously make things easier, but dedication and adrenaline is what makes someone lethal. Even though you may be smaller and physically weaker than the average man, you are just as capable of hurting or killing someone if you have enough dedication. Knives, rocks, sticks, and the element of surprise are everywhere. But does it make you feel superior knowing you could use them on someone at any given moment? I don't. As a small female, I am often quite aware and often uncomfortable that most men, and honestly most people, really, would be able to overpower me. I appreciate when men, and everyone really, are aware of my personal space and don't invade it. Every confrontation between two men always has a fight as a possible outcome. But appearances aren't everything. A tiny dude could be an extremely well-trained martial artist or could be concealing a weapon. A guy who has nothing to lose also makes a dangerous opponent. That's why we always mentally weight what we have to gain vs what we have to lose. Most of us prefer to avoid escalation.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.